Hi, my name is Billy Helmrich. I'm a maker from the Gold Coast in Queensland, and I specialise predominantly in props, effects, and puppetry. Anything that moves and gives life to a performance. That's where I'm interested in. I wasn't always part of the creative industries, even though I knew that I was a creative person. I started off as a warehouse assistant, working in a retail store for swimming goods. And I spent 11 years of my life working my way up from that assistant job all the way to operations manager of the company. And in that time, I learned a lot. Lots of organizational skills, management, people. I was good with people. That's what got me into there, and finding the shortcuts that would help people thrive better in that industry. But it wasn't fulfilling. Even being good at it, I was just going through the motions. So I decided to try my hand at something new. I went to work for a disability company called Gold Coast Disability and Youth. In that role I took was a groups coordinator position. Groups coordinator did more than just the support work side of things. They brought people together, created social groups where you could experiment with interests and making those connections. So I designed all the groups, I set them up, figured out how they needed to run, trained the staff, and I made 27 very successful groups, from Dungeons and Dragons, woodwork, to arts and craft, even animal care. We had a bunch of goats that we had kids come and hang out with. But still, I was finding myself not fulfilled. It was creative in a sense, but it wasn't the type of creative work that I wanted to do. So me and my husband had a massive conversation where he came to me and was like, look, I want you to live your dream. You're in a good place. Go and figure out what you need in your life, and I'll support you. So my styles and interests vary, but they do tend to stick around that puppetry side of things. Anything that I can bring to life. So I've always enjoyed building weaponry and armor and all that side of things, but also the puppets. It wasn't until I really got to Upper where I fell in love with the puppetry side of things. And all he does is a Chinese lion that blinks and talks. There was actually this one moment when I was dressed as Upper. We were walking along the crowded floor of the convention center, and this little girl, maybe like 3 or 4 years old, dressed as an Ewok. She was terrified of me. Her mother was trying to encourage her to come say hi, and she was so scared. But I got down on my knees because I could see her apprehension. I got down on my knees and I started playing around being silly. She first came up and she stabbed me in the face with a spear, and then that helped her get the confidence where she could come up and just hug Harper's face. It was a golden moment. I've ever since have seeked those moments where my creations can bring connection to people. A lot of what I've learned over the years has been self-taught. YouTube, books, I've read a lot of textbooks on prop making, and it's useful, but I still find that I learn from failure more than anything. And while I could continue along that line and just fail my way into something eventually, I know I will get there eventually. I've discovered NIDA and thought, this is where the professionals go. This is where I can make those industry connections. This is where I can take my props down to the lighting people and see how it will look on stage. I can go into the costuming department and work with them to figure out what the right materials might be that will suit both costumes and the props for the actors. That's the sort of stuff that I get really excited about. It's the collaboration, the building something together. I'm not a costume maker. I can sew, but it's not my passion. But I love watching what they can do and working with them. And bringing things together, it's just, I get excited when talking about it. It makes me passionate. And that's why I want to go to NIDA. I see what the students at NIDA do. I see where it takes you. And I could just become any old prop maker, make a YouTube channel and start trying to sell my wares of commissions, or if I'm lucky enough, work on a film. But if I go to NIDA, I think I'm in for a shot to become a leader in the industry. Not just the next person, but somebody who can really thrive and bring people together. And I think that's why NIDA gives me the best opportunity. So thank you for taking the time to watch these videos. Thank you for reading my portfolio. I know there's a lot of writing in it, but I put a bit of who I am into that portfolio. And even if I don't get into NIDA this time, I feel accomplished by putting that together. So if you have any questions, I'm very much so looking forward to having a conversation in our interview. Thanks for your time.